Greetings and welcome. Absolutely new space. This is CellGuru's day out and we are at a very, very exciting place. I've been asking Vivo, yes, this is the Vivo Factory, one of the biggest smartphone manufacturers here in India. And we've been asking Vivo, in some way or the other, give us permission to come and shoot here. Let us show everybody you are manufacturing. Till now they've not done it. Finally, they agreed. This is a big exclusive. We've come in here. We're going to show you everything inside. I'm going to discover it too. They are one of the only people that actually do a lot of local sourcing and manufacturing for a true made in India phone. Big space. They have some, some 1 lakh something plus. Again, we'll find out of phones that they can make out here every single day. So this is huge. You can see building 1, building 2, building 3, 3 buildings, huge amount of factory space out here. I'm very excited about it. But that's not all we're going to do on the show. We're going to also talk about the iQOO 9 Pro, the Redmi Note 11S, Redmi's new band. So lots happening on the show. But this really is the big, big story. Huge exclusive. Let's get started with CellGuru today. So we'll start off, of course, with the iQOO 9 Pro. Now, there are 3 things they've actually introduced. There's the iQOO 9, the iQOO 9 Pro, and a new gamepad, which also I found very fascinating. But today I'll talk to you about the 9 Pro. This is a very interesting phone. So absolutely high-end specs, great looking, flagship level, everything from processor to screen to RAM to everything, performance, a nice vapor chamber inside to keep all the thermals going very, very well. All of that is out there. But you know what they've really got right? Even the camera and everything else. Usually in these gaming high performance phones, which are not priced at, a lakh or 1.5 lakh, camera performance is not very good. They've also got that very right. So if they get this right in terms of getting into the market at the right time, the price point is very aggressive, I think the competition is going to be completely hila-jula. Here's our review.
For mobile gamers, iQOO 7 and iQOO 7 Legend were the go-to choices for their raw and top-of-the-line performance, which also packed great cameras, a rarity in gaming smartphones. Now iQOO has shifted its product strategy from a gaming preference to a more common flagship design. Especially on the latest 9 Pro, the specs seem to be more balanced, with the phone coming with more features we only see on the premium smartphone models. So is the iQOO 9 Pro a flagship killer we all were hoping for, or is it just flagship specs? We find out in our CellGuru review. The iQOO 9 Pro adopts the same design language seen previously on the iQOO 7, with its iconic BMW M stripes on the back, with the overall glass that seems frosted and soft to touch. The screen has curved edges reminding us of earlier Samsung phones, which may or may not appeal to some. But there are some changes, such as a completely new rear design with a triple camera setup housed inside a wide camera island that covers the upper half of the rear panel. The design is polarizing, some will love it or some will not. But what we are happy about is that the device can be carried without a case, as it doesn't attract fingerprints. The phone also feels very well put together, and the weight does help in providing that feeling. The display of the iQOO 9 Pro is up there with the premium range competition. The massive 6.78 inches 2K AMOLED panel has vibrant and punchy colors, courtesy of a 10-bit panel that also supports HDR10+ formats. The device excels in multimedia consumption, be it shows or watching movies, and adding great sounding stereo speakers adds to an overall great media experience. The screen has a peak brightness of 1500 nits, which is more than enough in direct sunlight. However, the star of the show is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which is one of the fastest mobile chips on Android that powers the iQOO 9 Pro. Paired with 12GB of DDR5 RAM and 256GB of storage, and the phone flies in day-to-day tasks. There is no sign of lag or jitter as expected from a flagship of this category, and switching between apps is no problem at all. The addition of a 120Hz refresh rate makes the UI feel smooth and buttery. The real parameters for iQOO buyers will be gaming, and we tried heavy popular titles and faced no issues or lags, although we faced some heating issues after a while. The phone also has a dedicated game chip, which the company claims is able to increase the frame rate and optimize colors for high FPS gameplay. On the software front, the phone comes with Android 12 out of the box with FunTouch OS. There is a lot of pre-installed bloatware and apps which can be uninstalled, but it shouldn't be in the first place. iQOO will also be providing 2 years of Android updates and 3 years of security patches for the iQOO 9 Pro. Like most flagships, the iQOO 9 Pro also features a triple camera setup, which includes a 50MP primary lens with Vivo's gimbal stabilization, a 2.5x 16MP telephoto lens, and another 50MP 150° ultra-wide lens supporting fisheye mode. Under bright conditions, sample shots were good for the most part with nice details and colors, but the dynamic range is not that great. The ultrawide does a good job of capturing more, but details are lost in that process. The wide-angle lens also supports fisheye mode, though we couldn't get good distortion correction. The night mode captures more light, but the images still turn out soft and highly overprocessed. We also notice some glitches when switching from primary to ultrawide lens, and also as soon as you start moving close to a subject, the camera suddenly moves to another lens abruptly. The camera experience is still a mixed bag for us, and iQOO needs to push updates to fix these problems. Coming to battery life, the 4700 mAh battery isn't the biggest, but thanks to LTPO 2.0 panel, you still get above average battery life on the iQOO 9 Pro, which is a full day phone. The 120 watt fast charging is super quick, that can charge your battery fully in under 30 minutes. The phone also supports 50 watt wireless charging and 10 watt reverse wireless charging. The iQOO 9 Pro is a solid phone for the price and a true flagship from its design to sheer performance on offer. If you're looking for a phone that offers the raw performance of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 under 70,000, along with an excellent screen, good looks, fast charging, the iQOO 9 Pro is a solid choice.
All right, time now of what I've come here to execute that. I'm very, very excited about this. So let's start our journey. This is the Vivo manufacturing facility here in India. They have another one coming up, some 169-acre mega factory project, which of course when it starts up, hopefully Vivo will call us there also. Let's go inside and let me show you what all is happening, and then we'll talk to Danish and I'll tell you a little bit more about what we can expect from Vivo. So let's start our journey. Wow, this is huge, yeah. Like I said, I'm constantly surprised how big this place is. Danish, hi, how are you doing? Good
Hi,
to see you.
Rajiv, I'm fine. How are you?
This is big, yeah, really big. In fact, I want to start off my questions from you like that only. This big, this magnitude is, I didn't know that Vivo had, I mean, I've heard about it, but I never knew this was this huge, and this is what, one of 3 factories, right?
Yeah, so this is one of the largest smartphone manufacturing facility which we have in India.
Okay.
And happy to share that it is operational since 2015. And all these smartphones which we are selling out in Indian market are manufactured right here.
So all Vivo phones are made here?
Yeah, all these.
Okay, I'm going to come back to that because I have a question about that also. So explain to me some highlights of this factory. How big? How many people? What's your production here? What are the numbers?
Yeah, actually this production unit have the annual capacity of almost 50 million units in a year.
So, बड़ा भारी number है. Explain to me maybe daily. कितने
Yeah,
कितने
it is
phones
almost,
बनते हैं?
if I translate into daily numbers, it will be 140,000 smartphones
A day.
which we can manufacture. We have that kind of capacity right now.
Wow. This is very fascinating what they're doing out here right now. Like, so they're testing the adaptive brightness up and down out
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
and with that pattern out there, they're testing the camera, and
Camera,
it's all automated.
Yeah, all
They put the
automated.
phone in and boom, it's done.
Yeah, it's all done.
Wow. ये हमारे gadget lab में भी एक ऐसा होना चाहिए. I'm going to ask you to send one there. So again, this is what they're doing. I want to ask the camera person to come in here. See what they're doing out here now. He puts the phone here. Automatically, the software is moving to testing a phone pattern. It checks all this and says yes, the focus is right, and it's done. Very fascinating. Okay, so we understand that Vivo is really investing big out here, right? So you had the Vivo, the India Impact Report 2021. Lots of very amazing things came out from that. Can you tell me some of the big highlights?
So Rajiv, this is a first step towards what we are transparently reporting. How we have positively impacted the lives of more than almost 1.4 million, right? And it is talking about the entire ecosystem. So if just to highlight on 4 points, it is enabling us to highlight how we are empowering our business partners, that is retailers, distributors. Okay. And it will be very interesting to know that we have more than 70,000 retailers across India, more than 1,000 distributors. Out of those distributors,
So the master distributors.
Yeah, master distributors. Out of those distributors, 98% of the distributors are in India.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're saying that, with all these plans that you have, it'll truly be a made in India phone. So it's not just put together, but it's actually locally sourced and made in India phone. Totally.
Yeah, we are working in that direction.
95% of it.
Yeah, and not just the normal phones, even all the premium smartphones, whether it is from our X series or B series.
So even X series and all is made here.
All
in these
are
factories?
being made here.
Okay, so that brings me to another question. This is your brand new, just launched. Sorry sir, आपका phone ले लिया मैंने. Vivo V23e. We're doing a review of this phone also. By the way, you can see it next week. So this phone, you're saying, is totally made here?
Yeah.
Totally made
Totally
here.
made here.
100. And all Vivo phones that sell in the Indian market are all totally made here in Vivo factories in India?
Yes, we have that kind of facility and we are doing those particular things.
Like I said, there's a lot that we don't know about what Vivo is doing. I'm glad they invited me here. I'm glad that I've understood so much about it. I'm going to keep tracking this story. So all the things that Danish said today, let's see exactly how much they do. I want to really read the impact before 2022.
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to see you and show you the rest of the factory. So did you see that? Isn't that fascinating to actually see how a phone is made and the level and magnitude of the kind of market India is that a company like Vivo has invested this kind of money and they are doing more? Well, we'll keep tracking this story. Let's move on now to the Redmi Note 11S. Now, this is looking like an interesting phone, but will it be as impactful as the Redmi 10 series was?
When you think value, there's one brand that sticks out the most. Xiaomi, the company that brought the concept of maximum specs for minimum money. The company's Redmi Note series has been synonymous with offering bang for the buck and pushing the boundaries of what you can expect in your budget. However, Samsung, Realme and even Motorola have been catching up. Can the all-new Redmi Note 11S deliver a knockout punch to the tough competition? Find out in the CellGuru review. First impressions are key, and the Redmi Note 11S kicks things off with the whimper instant of a bang. Xiaomi has played it safe with the design and the phone certainly doesn't scream premium. The matte polycarbonate back is built to a price and it feels it. It's also a fingerprint and dust magnet. On the flip side, the camera module's design takes a bite out of Xiaomi's broader design sense and fits like a glove into the lineup. You get standard features like an IR blaster, headphone jack and a micro SD card slot. The inclusion of an IP53 rating is a nice touch too. The display is where things start getting interesting. The 90Hz AMOLED panel stretches all the way to 6.43 inches and looks stunning. Moreover, the 1000 nits of peak brightness ensure sunlight visibility. The display is well suited for watching multimedia content, and yes, the stereo speakers live up to expectations with loud and crystal clear audio. Performance falters a bit with the older MediaTek Helio G96 processor. MIUI is decently optimized to allow for a good day-to-day use, but a scorcher. This is not. In fact, if you are expecting to spend most of your time playing video games like Genshin Impact, you should look elsewhere. Xiaomi has been talking up the camera on the Redmi Note 11S, and for good reason. It's the same camera as on the higher-end Xiaomi 11i Hypercharge, and the 108 megapixel primary camera is the capable performer that delivers an astounding amount of detail. In good lighting, you can expect fairly natural looking photos with just a hint of saturation boost for those social media ready shots. Dynamic range is plenty good too, though you will observe noise levels creeping up in less than great light. The 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera is a lot more conventional and has noticeable edge distortion. While colors remain plenty good, there's not much room here to crop in because of low resolution. You'll also find 2 megapixel macro and depth sensors. We wish Xiaomi would have tossed in its excellent 5 megapixel tele macro sensor here instead. Keeping the show on the road is a large 5000 mAh battery, and the phone can comfortably go a day or more depending on your use. Charging speeds are reasonably fast at 33 watt, but with 65 watt becoming common. It would have been nice to see an upgrade there. Priced at 16,499 rupees, the Redmi Note 11S is a return to form for Xiaomi. While it might not please ardent gamers and the performance enthusiast, the phone has a package that should more than suffice for anyone wanting a reliable daily driver. The phone wins an easy recommendation from us, but wish that Xiaomi would have opted for a more eye-catching design to make it an all-out winner.
Let's take a quick break right now. On the show, when we come back, lots more happening. And now let's move on to the Redmi Smart Band Pro. Now, interestingly enough, it's almost like the Mi Band 6, but I think it does pack in a few more features. The price is $3,999. Let's take a look at our review.
The wearable market in India has exploded multifold, with almost all major brands launching their own versions of it, catering to different budgets and user bases. But lately, the design and form factor of many smart bands have started to resemble that of smartwatches, and the lines between them are increasingly getting blurry. Xiaomi is one such brand that had an early head start and now has a healthy portfolio of smart bands. Now, Redmi under Xiaomi has launched their first smart band for the year, the Redmi Smart Band Pro, which packs an exhaustive list of features without loosening your purse strings. But many would question, isn't the Redmi Smart Band Pro masquerading as the Mi Band 6 with a few new features here and there? We solved the confusion in our CellGuru review. Redmi scores big in the design department, as it has a wide screen that resembles that of some smartwatches thanks to its large 1.47-inch screen. But if we compare the design, it mostly resembles that of the Huawei Band 6, and that is a good thing. That being said, the Smart Band has a polycarbonate build, making it a comfortable and lightweight affair for daily use. You also get 50-meter water resistance, so you can take a trip to the pool without any worries. At the back, you see the Redmi branding, the optical sensors, and a couple of pogo pins where the bundled charging cables attaches magnetically. Although the device is only available in a black colorway, we wished the brand had introduced more colors. Also worth mentioning here is that there are no physical buttons on the band, and the usage is entirely touch driven. On the front, you get a large 1.47-inch AMOLED screen that outputs vibrant and punchy colors. Although the lower bezel is thicker than others, but you won't notice it much as the dark UI blends into the bezels. The Smart Band also has rounded corners with flat edges. And while we are on the subject of the display, at 450 nits, it gets quite bright too, and Redmi has even added an ambient light sensor to control the brightness automatically. But we found some inconsistencies with the ambient light sensor when indoors. Another area of complaint is that the band attracts fingerprints easily, so you have to clean it more often than usual. And as with all smart bands, you get an easy notification shade option when you swipe from the top. You can read or clear the notification you receive from the smartphone, but you can't reply to them. You can also access quick toggle options when you swipe from the left, which includes a flashlight option, alarm, D&D, toggle to raise to wake, which comes in handy. Swiping from the bottom shows workout and sport modes. There is a heart rate option, SpO2, sleep data, stress detection, and breathing exercise toggle. Female users will also appreciate the women's health feature on offer. Where the Redmi Smart Band Pro shines is the impressive fitness features it offers. The Smart Band has 110 plus workout modes that include 15 professional modes, automatic detection for outdoor running, outdoor walking, and treadmill. You can also access more detailed information through the Xiaomi Wear Companion app, available on both Android and iOS. The app itself is very intuitive and has loads of information regarding your steps, calories burned, workout stats, sleep data, heart rate. You can also get much more detailed stats related to sleep, such as deep sleep, light sleep, REM, and time awake. You can also use the app to configure and set advanced functions like continuous SpO2 monitoring while sleeping. With so many features and options, you would think the Smart Band Pro would take a hit in the battery department, right? On the contrary, the band can last you anywhere between 10 to 12 days depending on how many features you have enabled, which is impressive. At a price tag of 3,999 rupees, the Redmi Smart Band Pro is a value for money product that scores big on comfort, display, and features. And anyone who is looking out for a smart band that is packed with features and does not compromise on battery life should definitely check the Redmi SmartBand Pro.
All right, CellGuru's day out. Well, I'm going to actually go in and enjoy this factory a little bit more. But this is our CellGuru day out. If you like this kind of stuff, do let me know. I'll try and do this in more places than just out here. This is Rajiv Makni signing off. I'll see you next week.